Welcome to Financial Clinic, your ultimate guide to achieving financial success. Proudly sponsored by NCBA Bank. Join Sally Limo as she expertly shares invaluable tips and insights designed to empower you in reaching both your personal, business, and financial goals with NCBA Bank. Your journey to a brighter financial future starts here.
NCBA. Go for it.
My name is Jennifer Kanyi. I head the Go Banking segment at NCBA Bank. The Go Banking segment caters to different customers in the bank. Go Banking is all about offering convenient, simple, and accessible solutions in the bank so that we can make your banking easy. One of the key customers that we cater to is the youth. By the youth, I mean students in high school, in colleges, in universities, young professionals who are waiting to join the job market or have just joined the job market. We are keen on equipping the young people, the youth, with the right knowledge and skills to be able to support them to make the right financial decisions, such as savings, budgeting, managing debt, and all that. So join me during the financial clinic, where I get to discuss more on youth and financial literacy, and I look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Twende mbele. NCBA. Go for it.
A very beautiful morning on this 26th day of March 2025, the day that the Lord has made, and we are glad to be here to be having a conversation on matters money and more so about the youth and financial literacy. What do you know as a youth about financial literacy? Do you know that there are 4 pillars that you need to know when it comes to matters financial literacy? This includes debt, debts, savings, investment, and also budgeting. These are some of the things we'll be learning this morning with a young person, a young lady who is an entrepreneur, and also she's been going through this journey of financial literacy. So you have so much to learn from her, and also an expert when it comes to matters financial literacy and especially working with the youth. Jennifer is here and she'll be introducing herself to us as we get started. My name is Sally Limo. Welcome to the show. Welcome, ladies. Good to have you this morning.
Thank you.
Kimberly, we'll start with you to introduce yourself.
Kimberly Penina, a young entrepreneur.
Right.
And I am glad to be here.
Fantastic. Karibu sana,
Thank
Jennifer.
you.
Thank you, Sally, and thank you for having me in your show. My name is Jennifer Kanyi. I head the Go Banking segment at NCBA Bank.
Yeah. Jennifer, just to get us started, what is the importance, because you work with these young people, the youth, like you just said in the clip that started the show, how important is it for these young people to just get to understand matters financial literacy?
Very good question. So I would want by first defining what financial literacy is all about. So financial literacy is the knowledge and skills that you gain to be able to manage your finances and to be able to make the right decisions concerning the financial resources that you have at your disposal. So that being said, then it's very important for you to have that knowledge and skill so that then you have control over your finances. You're able to manage your resources. You're able to know, where do I put my money? What do I do with the money that I do have? How can I, increase my, income? How do I manage my expenses? So it's very important because it then gives you the control.
It gives you the control.
Yes.
Kimberly, you're a young entrepreneur, pretty young, What do you do first? What kind of business are you involved in?
Well, I have 2 businesses that I am currently running. I deal with beauty as well as electronics. And I also started dealing with flowers. So it's really nice.
Oh, fantastic. So how has your journey been like? How has financial literacy played a role in your journey as a young entrepreneur?
To be quite honest, it wasn't as easy. It was a bit difficult to manage my money since, it comes in, you wonder, should I first buy more or should I just eat up the money. It wasn't easy, but in the long run, it turned out good, and with the help of NCBA, I've been able to manage my money, and yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll get to that just to help also the other young people get to understand how did, your banking institution help you manage that money in what ways, and what exactly do you know about that financial literacy? What have you learned from them? Jennifer, when it comes to now, again, these young people, what are some of the basic financial concepts that they should have with them even as they navigate, either businesses or they're just personal finances?
Thank you. So when it comes to the young people, the first thing the young people need to understand is that because there's always that feeling that maybe I don't have enough, right? I'm just having few resources at my disposal. And so the first thing they need to know is that there's no little or much, right? Money is money. Finances are finances. And so in that case then, to be able to manage the much that you do have, you need, number one, to understand the first concept. Then I would want to maybe put out there to the young people is how do I budget for my funds, right? Budgeting is a very simple tool, and sometimes we ignore it, maybe thinking I can only budget when I have a lot of money, right? But that is not the case, because what budgeting helps us to do, or the young people to do, is to be able to, I talked about having control, taking control over your finances. Then you know how much do I have, what is my income, what are my expenses, so, and a simple budgeting tool you can even use is just on Excel, for example. So you'll have your income side, you'll have your expenses side, and then by budgeting, what you're doing is you're telling your money where to go.
Right.
Yeah. So if I have 5,000 shillings, then I'm just not spending that money anyhowly without a plan, right? So what budgeting helps you to do is to be able to then take your money where you want it to go, spend the way you want it to be spent. You have bills, you may have, expenses, your own personal expenses. You may be having some money you want to put in your business, right? So that then goes to the expenses. And also budgeting helps us to also understand, because once you lay out a budget, then at the end of it all, you'll go back to that Excel sheet, for example, where you had done your budget, and you're looking to see, have I really spent my money the right way, right? So you're able to see, I think at some point there's, 50 shillings that I usually spend, buying a few snacks here and there, which sometimes we underrate and we think is not really important. So by budgeting, number one being the first financial concept, then I would really advocate. It's very powerful, it's very important, and what I would encourage the young people is to start doing it, as simple as it is. Come up with the income side of your, the income side, how much money do you have at your disposal, and the money can even be pocket money that you're getting from even your parents, right? Any money that you're having with you, and like I have said, there's no little, there's no much. Money is money. You need to find to budget. Over and above that, after budgeting, then you need to put some money aside for savings. Right? And we talk about savings, and again, I want to go back to that whole notion of I can save because I don't have much, right? Where is the money to save? Trust you me, even with 1,000 shillings, you can still put aside some money to go into savings. And what makes savings easy is when you have a goal. Right? You're not just saving because you need to save, or because you've heard from Jennifer that yes, it's important to save. You need to have a goal. So Kimberly has just talked about a business. She also has aspirations. She has other things that she wants to do, whether personal or related to her business. She may be wanting to go on holiday come December, right? That's a goal right there, right? So how do you ensure that the funds and the resources that you have at your disposal, you're putting some money aside to be able to go for that holiday at the end of the year, right? So you really have to be intentional, and that's where savings comes, right? So you put money aside. There's something we do in the bank where we really encourage our customers to set that goal, save towards a goal. goal, not just saving randomly. There has to be something that you're saving towards, be it even school fees, be it whatever you need to entertainment. I know the young people really are big on entertainment. You know, you can still put some money aside for that, right? And so over and above that, then we'll get to investments. It's also important to invest, because money that is invested is money. What you're trying to do is you're trying to grow your money, right? So savings, go back to the savings. Savings is putting some money aside to be able to do something, right? Towards a certain goal. Now, when you invest, you're being very deliberate, because you then are saying, I want some money my money to grow, right? And I will be talking about some of the tools that we have in the bank to support the young people to be able to grow their money with as little or much as that they may be having. And the last one maybe I could also mention is also about debt management. When you hear the bank, a lot of us will, think loans, as young people, yes, you can borrow. But what is important, you really need to know how to manage your debt. Right? So when you come for a loan, you'll come and to the bank and tell us, this is what I want to do with my money. I want to grow my business, and so I need some money, and we will be able to advance you. But now when we give you those funds, are you then to manage them in a way that then you're able to utilize those funds in the right way? And so those are some of the concepts then that that are very important to the young people, matters managing their finances.
Awesome. Yes. Wow, that's quite profound, Kimberly, some of those things that Jennifer has mentioned, the financial concepts, what are some of those concepts that probably you've learned from NCBA? You didn't have an idea about them, but once you got into a relationship with NCBA, then you're like, wow, I've learned, you can say today I've learned 1, 2, 3, 4 based on the concept that Jennifer's talked about.
Well, I think that has to be budgeting. I won't lie. Before I started banking with NCBA, I just used to spend, right? Because that's probably what most of us do. And I think with budgeting comes a lot of responsibilities, because you get to understand budgeting for this and this, and if I can't be able to do this now, I will be able to save, as she said, and once you start saving towards something, it becomes really easy. And I think when I started with NCBA, they gave me a whole talk on what I'm putting myself into. So they told me about the savings, they told me about investments. So I think that really opens up your mind to know what exactly you're putting yourself into, and to know that with having all of this comes a lot of responsibilities. It's not just you just want the money to be there. You want the money to grow. And I think that's basically what I learned.
Was it a one-on-one session with the NCBA?
Yes.
It was a one-on-one?
Yeah, because I went to the NCBA at Sarit before, and they gave me a whole talk. I think it was like 30 minutes long. It wasn't, personally, when I was going there, I was just going to open a bank account, because why not? And they had me sitting down and telling me that, okay, with this account, this and this and this is what is going to happen. This is how you're going to benefit from it. So it was really nice. They give you a whole talk, and they basically just open up your mind to know that you're just not doing it.
You're not just putting your money in there and living, Okay, so there was a bit of guidance from them. A lot of guidance, like you said. Oh, fantastic. Jennifer, Go Banking, you're the head of Go Banking at NCBA. What are some of the benefits of being in that particular space of Go Banking?
I love that question. As mentioned even on the clip, Go Banking is all about simplicity, convenience, and accessibility of banking. So when you hear banking, I think banking has really revolutionized from, the old days to the modern days. And so at Go Banking, what we do is that then we'll equip you with the right tools to be able to make your banking convenient, easy, and accessible. And how do we do that? So the basic tool we'll give you is an account. Just like Kimberly has said, she came to the bank looking to open an account, and so we'll give you an account. And specifically to the youth, we do have a student's account. Right?
Wow.
So we bank the students in high school. So below 18, we do have a junior savings account.
Okay.
So we understand that then your parents are supporting you, are still supporting you. And so for the junior savers, then we have the junior account. Then for the students, once you transition above 18, we'll transition with you and give you a student account.
Wow.
Specifically, it's actually a student account, right? And what this account helps you to do is, number one, it's an account that is tailor-made for the young people, for the students in school. And all you need is to be able to just have that student ID to open that account, right? It's very simple to operate, no monthly ledger fees, no, just a small initial balance to start you off. And then you're able to run the account. You do have a debit card, or rather the ATM card that we provide you, a very fancy one for the young people. And then over and above that, we are big on young professionals. So you finished your college, your campus, and you want to transition into the job market. We are really big on that and supporting the young people to do so. And so we do have a salary account for the young people. Yeah, it's both. There is a salary account, and there is also an account for young entrepreneurs like Kimberly here. And so what those accounts do, once you do have an account, every account also comes with our mobile banking app. So we have a very strong mobile banking app to support you in your banking, in your day-to-day banking. Very convenient. You know, it offers convenience on the go. And just to mention, it's actually the best-rated app in the market. Yes.
Wow.
So every person, Kimberly, I'm sure, has a mobile banking app. And what does that do? And you can imagine in this space of the young people. What it does is anytime, any day, then you're able to do your transactions. You're able to also monitor how you're transacting on your account. You're able to view your statements. You're able to send money here and there. You know, if you're going to the supermarket, for example, shopping, you need to buy some ice cream here and there. You know, you're able to then transact directly without having to transfer money, I don't know, to another app, or just directly on that app. The app also supports you to save. You're able to save. You're able to invest, right? We talked about growing our finances. So investing is big. We do have NCBA Now, which is an investment tool that is embedded on our mobile banking app that I'm sure you've heard about the money market fund. Yes, so you're able to access that through that. So you're able to invest anytime, look at how your money is growing, you know, monitor, but over and above that, pay bills. I know young people may not have a lot of bills to pay, but yes, you're able to pay bills. So what we do at Go Banking, we are very keen on offering convenience, right? And I think the young people, that is what they're looking for. Gone are the days you really want to keep on, you know, queuing, you know, you want to keep on calling, you know, trying to make a transaction, having to fill out, do all the paperwork. And then also something to mention, the account, you actually don't need to come to the bank and open and fill out all those forms. You can open that account digitally.
Fantastic.
Yes. So really our solutions, as you can hear, they are really, really, really friendly to the young people. Convenient. I talked about, you know, we'll give you an ATM card, a debit card. You're able to do online transactions. Basically, as I talked about, financial management is all about having control over your money, over your resources, being able to see, where is my money going? How am I utilizing my funds? How am I spending? How can I save? How can I grow? And so we are able to equip you with the right tools to be able to support you in that journey.
Awesome. Wow, that's amazing. You know, I wish like I was a younger person like you guys. Then I would go for that, because those are so many beautiful, you know, solutions and comfort, you know. And when we come back, because we want to take a very short break, Kimberly will be talking to us about, do you think NCBA has done enough when it comes to matters, digital money, online banking? Do you think they've done enough? Have you experienced, you know, what is your experience like banking with them, especially when it comes to online banking? And remember to keep engaging us on 20316 is our SMS line, 0786 316 316 is our WhatsApp line, sorry, and send in your questions, comments, compliments to these beautiful ladies with me in studio, and we'll be able to answer your questions. See you right after this short break.
matumaini, tujitahidi, tujivunie, tuendelee mbele, twende mbele, 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 tuendelee.
Kenya,
Tuendelee.
twende mbele. NCBA, go for it.
Come for it right here, because I'm with an expert in studio with me from NCBA Bank, and she's speaking to the youth mostly. So if you're a parent to a youth or you're youth yourself, please keep it right here, because you're getting a lot of insights and tips when it comes to matters financial literacy in partnership with NCBA. Welcome back, ladies. And I think online we have a few questions. Jennifer, I think they're directed to you. Good morning, Sally, Jennifer, and Kimberly. As I enjoy the show, please guide us, Gen Zs. What are some of the investments the experts can advise for young people? Because if I invest in something that will eat my money, then depression is what I will earn. That is the first question, Jennifer. And then, does NCBA have a business loan for young people? Yeah.
Those are very good questions. So about investments, I've talked about the money market fund, which we refer to as the fixed income fund at NCBA.
Okay.
And so it's a very good tool, especially because for young people, because you can start with as little as just 1,000 bob. Right, so it's very easy, like to start. And earlier I had talked about there's no little money, there's no much. Money is money, and so you can start somewhere. So what the money market fund supports you to do is to be able to start small and be able to build your investments by investing in the money market fund. And again, I talked about the convenience in terms of doing so through the mobile banking app. You're able to then continue topping up the investment fund, and anytime maybe you may need those funds, you're also able to liquidate those funds as you move along and monitor how your funds are growing as you move along. So it's a very strong tool that I would really recommend to the young people. And over and above that also is also to tell you investments is also personal. Do something that works for you. So the comment given there, I don't want to do something, then I end up in depression. So there's a lot of information out here. There's a lot of, maybe I would call it peer pressure, right? You hear there are all these investment funds out here. So follow what would work for you. Look at yourself, look at what best works for you, and move with it, right? It's personal. Finances matters, finances are personal. Investing is personal. What works for you may not work for someone else, and vice versa. But with the money market fund, it's a good place to start for the young people. Then on the second question, in terms of the business loan, I'm also happy to say that through the mobile banking app that I talked about, then we are also able to give you, advance to you a loan facility, a digital unsecured facility that you access digitally, right? So as a young person, when you open an account with us, then you start banking, you start funding your account, then after a period of 6 months, once you start, then we are able to advance you a facility from as little as 2,000 shillings all the way to $1 million bob. So this is money for a young person that they're able to manage to be able to grow their businesses. They're able to then, it becomes easy to manage, and over and above that, then no paperwork is required. So, and that's why I talked about a very strong tool, the mobile banking app, because you can actually do all your banking on that app. So when you need a loan facility, we'll give you a limit, allocate you a limit based on how you're banking with us, how much is coming to us, then we are able to score you and allocate you a limit. So that's a limit, then you're able to take up, do whatever you want to do with the money, you know, grow your business, fund your business, and then repay. So you have a grace period of up to 1 year to be able to pay the money. So again, it's revolving credit. Once you take that facility and then you pay it up, again, you're able to access that facility again. Yeah, and so you can continuously borrow as you grow your business, as you make your savings, as you bank with us.
Oh,
yes.
Wow, great. Kimberly, the next question is yours from a viewer, is it a listener? They're saying, good morning, Sally. I'd like to first compliment the two ladies on their achievements. I'd like to ask Kimberly how she manages to balance her social life with her businesses, and if she feels she's missing out on anything. Kimberly.
To be quite honest, yes, you will feel like you're missing out a lot, but I love to look at the long run, right? In a few years to come, I'll be the one building my own home, and I don't want to be in the mix of, oh, I wish I did this when I was younger, or I wish I didn't spend so much money on doing the things that my age mates are doing now. So it's a matter of just being passionate about what you're doing, right? Just have the mindset for, my mom always tells me, have a wealthy mindset. And with that, you'll be able to know what is really important. You'll be able to know what you should follow. And I think, yeah, you'll definitely miss, like, you'll feel like you're missing.
The FOMO bit of it.
Yes. You'll feel like you're missing out on a lot. A lot of my friends tell me I don't have a social life. And that's because I'm trying to focus on building myself first. So when I go out there, there's something I feel like it's mine, right? I'm not just moving with the flow and moving how everyone is moving. I have a stand, and how do I manage to, okay, my businesses, there's times where, you know, you have to put things aside, right? You have to focus on the most important things, and that being my businesses, I feel like it's all about being dedicated. Doing something because you love it, and doing something not because you just want the gratification of, oh yes, I did it. No, just be so passionate and things will definitely flow.
And that's the passion that Jennifer talked about when you're starting a business. So it seems it was part of your drive into getting into entrepreneurship. The other question I wanted to ask before the break, remember Jennifer was talking about the digital banking and all that. Do you think NCBA has done enough, especially for you, the youth, when it comes to digital banking, online, online banking and all that, the digital space?
Yes, they have. NCBA has a way of, personally, I love making transactions because it's super easy. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. They've made it really easy for you. The colors, they are just so nice. They are bright. So it's something, even once you look at it, it's attractive. Yeah, it's very attractive. And
there's no system failing at I'm logging in and then no.
I have never
seamless.
Experienced that with NCBA. And also how quick they are to, there's so much quick accessibility when you want even loans. They don't give you a hard time, generally speaking. Yeah, so they've been really good.
You'd urge your peers to go for?
Yes,
because they say go for it. Would you urge them to go for it? Yeah,
definitely. It's nice. And even they help you track a lot of your expenses. They help you budget. They give you, what you call it, it's mostly when you're not looking for immediate gratification, it's really easy to save up with them. So they really help you.
Delayed gratification.
Yes, so they really help you with that.
Okay. And young people are known for that gratification up and up, anyway. Okay, Jennifer, so when it comes to mistakes, because these are young people and they're bound to make mistakes, what are some of the financial mistakes you think or you've experienced with these young people?
I think just to pick it up from, what Kimberly has just talked about, the delayed gratification.
Yeah.
So the young people, it's about YOLO. You only live once. So the funds that I do have are there to spend, right? That's usually a majority of the young people have that mindset.
Yeah.
And so I find that as a common mistake that young people make because they also feel like they have a lot of time. Right?
Sure.
Yet that may not be the case. Or if you need to start, or rather, if you want to take charge of your finances, you need to start today. Right? If you didn't start it yesterday, then the next best time is today. And so the whole mindset that, and I think I had also alluded to it before, in terms of I may not have much, right? So that is maybe one of the reasons that the young people may feel that the time is not now, it's tomorrow. And again, whatever I have is there to be spent. I need entertainment, I need to buy myself, I need to look fashionable, I need to have makeup, I need to, all the events happening, I need to be in them, I need to live life, right? But the thing is, you actually can do those things while you still take control and of your finances. And something such as thinking about your retirement is actually not too late. It's not too early to start thinking about, things such as retirement. And retirement doesn't necessarily have to be that you're in the corporate world or in the job market. Even when you're doing your own business, you don't want to continue doing that all your life, even when, And so the young people, what they do have is the benefit of time. Right? So that is one thing that the young people need to know.
Yeah.
And the time not to be wasted, but for you to start taking charge of your finances as early as today. Right? Start saving. She talked about savings. When we talk about delayed gratification, sometimes it may sound boring to a young person. Like, no, you don't want me to enjoy. Like, really, when will I ever? Right now, at least I'm getting some allowances from my parents.
True.
I'm doing some jobs here and there, and I'm able to make an income.
Right.
Let me enjoy, because I may start up a family in the next 5-10 years, and so the time is now. No, the thing is, start early.
Okay.
The thing is, when you start early, especially when it comes to savings, then you inculcate that discipline in yourself. So even when you have that much that you're looking for, even as you grow your finances, your income starts growing, then you will already have gotten into that discipline, and so savings becomes very automatic. And after now you've built your savings, then you're able to think about, investing. You're thinking about, she talked about in the next couple of years she'd want to maybe own a home. And you know what? It's actually possible even for the young people. You've heard about affordable housing. Right? There are actually properties that are going even as less as below 2 million, right? We have studio apartments. So as a young person, you actually can own even today. As long as you do have an income, there is a lot that you can do with those funds. It's not savings, investments, owning of property, owning of that piece of land is not for, the mature. It's not for your parents. It's actually yours. And so those mistakes that the young people make, they are mistakes, yes, that you're bound to make because you feel you do have time. But I'm here to just encourage the young people and tell them that you can actually take charge of your finances as early as today.
Lovely.
Yes.
They can take charge of their finances. When it comes to matters, mistakes, Kimberly, you're young, and I'm sure you've made some mistakes in your journey, What are some of those mistakes that you made, like some of your friends watching or even your peers can learn from?
I'd like to speak on how I was so ignorant on budgeting. I just used to spend, right? There was no drive, there was nothing. And I feel like with most of my age mates, yes, sometimes mom will send me money, she'll say this is yours, just, you know, have fun and all of that. But I feel like once you're able to know what you really want in life, what you really want to achieve, you're going to be able to avoid so many mistakes. And mostly when it comes to tracking your expenses and how you spend your money, try as much as possible to minimize the needs, no, the wants actually. There was this thing I was reading and they talked about 50, 30, 20 rule.
Right.
So I really love to live on that, but I mainly like to save like the 30% I have. So when it comes to spending, have what you can spend. Don't be, oh, I've worked for this money, let me just eat the 50 and just save 20. Because in the long run, whatever you have, how much you've spent on yourself, you probably won't see it in even the next 3 months, right? You'll buy something worth so much and you don't know what will happen. I might add on some weight. I would have saved that money for real and got something in the long run. So I feel like just putting your priorities in place is really important as well.
Okay. Jennifer, you had spoken about some tools, financial tools, or even services. What does NCBA have to offer to the young people to help them manage money, you know, appropriately and also build their savings? Do you have any tools to that effect?
So the first starting point is actually the account. So once you open the account, you're able to be able to, at least your money is somewhere, right? And then what it does is also you're able to then track your expenditure. Kimberly just talked about, you know, being able to know where your money is going, tracking your expenses. What am I spending on? So once you have that account, then we actually share with you statements every month. But over and above that, you do have the mobile banking app where you're able to look at how you have spent. So the account is actually the very basic tool that we do offer to the young people to be able to just keep track of their finances, to be able to keep their money, right? It's through that account again that you're able to then you have access to, you know, the ATM card. You have access to the mobile banking where I said you actually take charge control of your finances, because you can actually do all the transactions there. It becomes easy, accessible, and over and above also in terms of if you want to borrow even in future, not just now, then what you're doing is by then transacting, you're able to build your, you know, credit history with the bank, so that in future, because anytime you walk into the bank, you'll always be asked for statements. You know, how the bank would want to see a history of your banking history of how you've been transacting. So the account is very powerful, and the reason why also emphasizing on that, in today's day and age, we do have many options, right? You may choose to put your money elsewhere, right? We do have many digital apps that are available in the market, but I want to really emphasize on the need to have that account to bank your money, so that in future, because I do see customers who they've been transacting, yes, but they didn't have that account, and when they want to borrow, when they want to do something, you want to get into a certain project and you do want to borrow, then they have nothing to show for that. So it's really very important. And so to the young people, I would really advocate it's important to have a bank account. And that's the reason as NCBA we've made sure that the account that we offer you is simple, convenient to use, and very friendly, user friendly, right? She's talked about downtimes, you know, you don't want to get frustrated. I tried to move money, it didn't. I tried to do a transaction, I did. We try the best to ensure that the tools that we offer are actually working, accessible, and convenient to use. Yes.
There's a question online here. I can see someone saying, I am Terry from Eldoret. Hello. Hello, you have really built me up. I'm grateful. I can now save because tomorrow matters. I can now set my priorities well. Thank you so much, Terry, for that comment. Kimberly, do you have like a mentor when it comes to matters finances generally? You know, a mentor, is it important to have one? Have you gotten that from NCBA? Someone who can just walk with you, you know, that journey, check on you from time to time?
Yes.
Or after that meeting, the first meeting, was that the end of it, or did they keep following up?
Well, they did. They actually followed up. I think I just passed by to say hi, and they are really nice ladies there. They take you through everything. And when we speak about a mentor, I'll first say my mentor is my mom. Even when it comes to my finances, she's the one who introduced me to NCBA. So she has really guided me through it, because I remember the banking app that I used to use, something just went wrong and my money was taken. So after that I had to use NCBA. And with the ladies there, they kept checking up. I think after every 2 weeks they would call, how is the service, how is everything. And it was really, really nice. And it's very important to have a mentor, because you realize that you will end up avoiding so many mistakes, as I had said, because if you find someone who's older, someone who has more experience, it becomes really easy. On my side, I'll end up saving so much time. I'll end up avoiding so many mistakes that they have probably made, and it becomes easier, and it's such a smooth process, and I really enjoy it. It's nice.
Fantastic. Wow. Awesome. So I hope the peers out there, you are listening in on this one, taking notes, because this is actually, I always say, free consultancy when it comes to matters money. Jennifer, you know, for the young people, there are lots of barriers when it comes to financial literacy. What are some of those barriers that you can speak to, and how does NCBA then help them overcome this kind of barriers or challenges?
Yes. So I want to start by saying that there's a lot of information that is available actually in this day and age where we have information being shared all around. However, then sometimes because that information is available in the market, then you may fall into that trap of really coming across information that is really not credible. And so what we do as NCBA Bank is that we've ensured then that we are creating content and coming up with content that is credible, that then we share with the young people, and not just the young people, to all our customers. So we do have something we know, we call the Do You Know series. Yes, so that is communication that we'll send out to our customers, just to create that awareness about, you know, how best to manage their finances, you know, information about, you know, how best you can save, how best you can invest, the tools, and also, you know, things such as, you know, what is the rate, how is the market performing, you know, all that kind of information is available. We send out that information to our customers. And over and above that also, once you start banking with us, we also expose you to this content. There's content you're able to then access, be able to educate yourself in matters to do with finances. So that is available, and we are very deliberate on that, because we do not want there to be their confusion because of the, you know, information that is available out there. So we are really keen, and over and above that, then, as Kimberly mentioned, we do have those sessions to basically create the awareness, to educate. We do webinars with our customers, you know, to be able to just tackle some of the topics maybe that may be you know, not very clear, you know, to our customers, just to provide that clarity and basically the information that they require to make the right financial decisions. Yes.
Kimberly, in your work with NCBA as your banking partner, how can you describe financial freedom after the experience with NCBA?
When you speak of financial freedom, I believe it's being able to take control of your money, and you know that your money is safe where it is, right? And NCBA has taught me that having financial freedom is it's actually very important because let's say for the entrepreneurs, there's a point where you maybe get a bit tired, and if you choose to take a break from your work, you can still be able to operate smoothly because you know you still have funds, and with the tools that they have, they really enable you to feel financially free, and you're able to also take risks since they're able to give you loans, and it's quick loans, right? And it's just, yeah, it's lovely.
You just feel like you're in charge of your finances.
Yes, you feel like you're in control, you know. And with the statements, as she had mentioned, it's really easy to track your expenses. So at the end of the month or at the end of the week, you know, okay, I've spent this, so I have this left. It's just, it's very smooth.
Okay, Jennifer, we actually at the end of we are almost towards the end of the show, and I'd just like you to give us your parting shot this morning. Speak to our young people.
Oh, great. So it's actually such a delight to be speaking to the young people this morning. And just like I have mentioned, financial literacy, it's all about gaining the knowledge, skills to be able to make the right financial decisions and be able to manage your resources and the funds you do have. And it's all about taking charge, taking control. So this morning, I want to encourage the young people that it's not early to start. You can actually start that journey today. And so when you think about owning that property, when you think about whatever it is about financial independence, you know, whatever picture you have about gaining that financial independence, you can start that journey today, right? And NCBA is here to support you. We are very passionate about the young people, guiding them, mentoring them. We do have financial advisors. When you talked about mentors, we do have mentors in the name of financial advisors. We do have about 99 branches across countrywide. So wherever you are, you're able to then walk into an NCBA branch and be able to come across, or rather, to speak to that financial advisor who is able to guide you. I earlier talked about being big on supporting you to even come up with financial goals. So if it is your saving up, as young people, we even want to further our studies. Maybe you've done your master's, you've done your degree, and now you want to further your studies. You've left home now, you're no longer under your maybe parents' care, and you need to do some of these things, which is very important, equipping yourself to be able, upskilling yourself. There are many courses out there. How can you be able to do that? That's a goal that you can actually set and be able to then use your finances, manage your finances to be able to achieve that goal. So take control of your finances, go for it.
Go for it. We say, oh wow, fantastic. What a profound way, an amazing way to end the show. And thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone who has taken their time to just engage with us, interact with us. I want to say asante sana. And with 99 branches in the country, really, what excuse do you have other than go for it with NCBA? Open your account today, and if you need any more details on that, please send in your question, or you know, if you need any more information on that, send it to 20316, our SMS line 0786316316. And also I want to thank a special group of people, a community that has been holding our hand, our partners who ensure that we remain on air to bring you such beautiful content. If you want to take or be part of this community, send the word partner to 20316 or 0786316316, and our team will reach out to you. And if you have any kind of support for this particular and noble cause, you can send that to paybill number 316, and the account name shall be your telephone number. God bless you and keep you. See you again tomorrow on Matters Relationship. My name is Sally Limo.